leader of the Essex County chapter of the Native Plant Society of New Jersey, and I've also recently taken on the role as the vice president for the state group, vice president of chapters, helping other chapters begin and flourish. So I do want to thank the City Council, several members who are here, for doing the first vote on this ordinance. I also want to challenge the city and all of us, picking up on what Jose said, that we really have to change the way we think if we want to make an impact on Earth Day. I believe this is the 52nd Earth Day. Earth Day was started by Senator Gaylord Nelson from my home state of Wisconsin. And I think we want to do little things sometimes, but we have to really change our vision. It was interesting in discussing the native plant ordinance, how people were really resistant to changing the idea of Montclair as a tulip place and an iris place. Well, tulips and irises are beautiful, but they're like statues. They support exactly, how many insects do you think they support, guys, young people? Zero. How many insects does an oak tree support?
300.
Over 500. And violets, our state flower, supports 29 different kinds of butterflies and moths, including the great spangled fritillary butterfly. So although I love irises and tulips, I want to change the vision of Montclair to be a city with fields of violets, our state flower, which, by the way, the leaves and flowers are edible, and fields of orange and purple milkweeds. And then we will also have butterflies. I see Trina Paulus here with Hope for the Butterflies. Then we will also have beautiful fritillary butterflies, beautiful monarch butterflies. So that's my vision. So it's a challenge to not just pass a law, but to make sure we actually do the law. And all of us start doing it. So one of the nice things about why does that matter? I want to also mention, I think many of you know there's a big problem with biodiversity, but just in case you're not aware of specifics, there's been a 3 billion decline of birds, 3 billion in the last 50 years. And a third of our insect species are gone. So that is really severe. But it doesn't have to be depressing, because it's something we can all do something about. You, every single one of us, can do something by planting milkweed in our backyard, by just changing the plants we plant. That's pretty easy, right? It's not a hard thing. I'm not even asking you to go out and spend tens of thousands of dollars on a Tesla. I'm just asking you to change the things you plant. So, what we do in our organization primarily is we educate people so that they can then go and plant plants in their gardens and in public gardens. And to that, this is hot off the press for Earth Day this year. It's Going Native Northern New Jersey. And it is okay, first of all, I should put this down. I just want to say, these are native plants. Marsh marigolds, Virginia bluebells, and bleeding hearts. Just sometimes people don't know what native plants look like. So I wanted to show you some of the beautiful spring beauties of natives. So Jose is going to have some of these, and you can come up to me and get them. This is a 6-page brochure that's extremely succinct about how you can get started with native plants. It's basically a beginner's guide. So it has flowers and small trees and shrubs that you can use to transform your life, your garden into an eco-paradise for insects and for yourself. Because of course, when you plant native plants, what happens? You have butterflies, you have birds coming into your home and your garden, and it's gorgeous. So thank you all again for being here. I apologize that I have to go to another Eco-Fair event and leave soon. It's a great Earth Day because the pandemic is slowing down. It's not over. But there's an Eco-Fair for Essex County in Roseland. There's an Eco-Fair in Bloomfield. So we're happy to be able to go to several of these. Thank you to Jose for organizing this, and thank you to all of you.
And before you go, David, Trina, come over please. We need to give you an applause to the work that Trina Paulus, David Wasman, Deb Ellis. We started this 22 years ago. Deb Ellis was one of the members of the Montclair Wildlife Habitat, including myself. And Ann Steyer is not yet here, but she's another person who is still active. 22 years ago, we had something to accomplish. So, Crane Park, several other restoration project in Montclair, a new ordinance, a new community gardening guidelines ordinance, and more things to come in the short future. So thank you, and we have also, I want to acknowledge 3 people who are here who are very special to us. Let's start with the senior councilor and former mayor Russo. He has been a champion supporting environmental initiative in town since the very beginning. I remember him coming to our home when we installed solar power. We were one of the first in New Jersey to accomplish that, and the solar power is still producing energy in our home. Also, Peter Jacobilis, councilor at large, and our Renee Baskerville. We recognize, her great job in Montclair preserving open spaces for the use of the community, and she is a board member of our organization. So we love you and thank you for being here today. Will you please bring the plate? Please come over here. On behalf of the Montclair community, we recognize Robert Russo, Bob Russo, Councilor at Large and former mayor, in recognition of your exceptional community service and environmental work. April 23rd, Montclair, New Jersey, Northeast Coalition.
Beautiful, thank you, Jose. Now, I have something very important to say. When Jose mentioned about the solar panels, I was mayor in 2003. Gray Russell sent me, without any cost to the town, to a Solar Cities conference in San Francisco, and we were the only community, Montclair Township, to go out from the East Coast. So I represented Montclair for 3 days at a Solar Cities conference. And Governor Jerry Brown was the governor and mayor of Oakland. He was there with me. So 2 mayors together. He was mayor of Oakland at the time. We started to promote solar energy, but people don't understand how important it is. So 20 years ago, we put $900,000, this is very important, into the budget of the school system. And as mayor, I had the ability to maybe push them to do it. They did put $900,000 to put solar panels on all our schools, like Jose and David have on their home. So there was a big story of David and Jose having solar panels in their home. I said, let's put this on all the school buildings, all the town properties. After I lost for mayor the next year, because I was called a solar mayor, that's like the Governor Moonbeam of Jerry Brown. They think you're eccentric, I guess. But it was a foresight we had 20 years ago to do it, and the money was taken out. So the next administration took out the $900,000. We have to be long-sighted, not short-sighted. We have to look ahead. Solar energy, when this sun comes out again in a few minutes, you'll see how we all warm up. It's a natural warmth. It's a natural energy. So we have to turn to solar energy. This is my whole cause for 20 years. Solar energy, solar panels. And then EV charging stations is the thing I'm talking to League of Women Voters about with Norm here. That the thing is that we need to get EV stations in multifamily buildings because people like myself would like to get an electric car where I live, can't plug it in. So you have a real need for EV electric vehicle stations, and then we need to convert our fleet of town government vehicles to electric vehicles. That is a critical thing. Government has to buy and use electric vehicles. So I want to thank you all. I want to thank the Northeast Earth Coalition. I want to thank all the volunteers, my colleague Peter Jacobilis here, my former colleague Dr. Renee Baskerville. We're all working together to make Montclair still a leader in the environment, which I started 20 years ago. Thank you so much for this recognition. Thank you.
Very well said. The second recognition is to a person who is very close to us in many ways, Peter Jacobilis, Councilor at Large. Peter moved to Montclair a few years ago and immediately adopted Montclair as his hometown. And he has been engaged in so many causes, in so many things, that it's amazing. We really appreciate all your hard work in the Montclair community. And in recognition of your dedication to improving Montclair quality of life and your extraordinary environmental work, the Northeast Earth Coalition recognizes you today.
Thank you.
Our honor.
Hi, everybody. Happy Earth Day weekend. I'll be brief. What I want to say is, look, government can do certain things, and we do, and we don't do a lot of things, and we have a lot of government, municipal, county, state, federal. We cannot wait for government to change the world. We have to be the ones to change the world, and I've been thinking about this a lot. We talk a lot about the power of our vote, and we celebrate that in this country, even though it's under assault. The other power that we have, the most powerful thing that I think we have, is the power of our purchase, how we spend our money. I think about that every day as I swipe my credit card somewhere and I'm getting a cup of coffee to go in a plastic cup, right? Or our electricity that we're sourcing for our house. Did we opt into the energy aggregation program, or better, like we did, opt up? So 100% of our energy coming to our home is renewable. That was a decision that we can make regardless if the government was involved or not. The decision to purchase products that are sustainable products, cleaning solutions, things for our households that are sustainable, paper products versus plastic products, and the list goes on and on and on. If we all just were conscious in how we swiped our credit card and how we made decisions in terms of spending, think of the change that that would create in the world, right? You don't need government to come in and to say, stop driving gasoline-powered vehicles. We can go out and buy hybrids and electrics. We don't need the government to do that for us. So that's really the message that I want to push and will continue to push, is we will continue to do what we can, and we are doing everything we can, I think, at the local level, but everybody needs to do what they can with their own personal purchasing power. And the other thing I'll say, just in regards to this, first of all, incredibly appreciative. This is actually the first award I've gotten in a really long time, so I really appreciate that. But I accept it like I accept a baton in a relay race. I had the good fortune of running the last relay across the finish line with the native plant ordinance and with a lot of things that we do, but other people ran many, many relays around the track to get it to that point so they could hand the baton to me. And for you young guys over here, at some point we're going to hand the baton to you, and you're going to have to start to do the work as well. I know you're already starting, but it's going to become your responsibility as well. I remember being disappointed in adults when I was younger that they weren't doing enough to save the planet. I was a big fan of Captain Planet and the Planeteers. It was one of my favorite shows, and I was just always angry all the time at polluters and the trucks. You see the emissions coming out and plastic in the ocean and trash on the ground, and I remember just being disappointed and just recognizing one day that I had to start being different in my own life, and I had to start to get my friends and family members to think differently too. And one Christmas, I never forget, everybody laughed at me. I gave every family member a basket of eco-friendly cleaning products and recycled paper products for their household. That's what everybody got for Christmas. So think about the ways that you can influence the people in your lives, in your world, your family members, your friends, your schools, your churches, everywhere, to make the change. The small changes really, really, really do add up. And that's the only thing that's going to make the difference. Can't wait for government. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. The Northeast Earth Coalition started a new program in October 2020. It was the Free Little Pantry. And the Free Little Pantry is a concept I saw first time in Jerry Spring, Ohio, where people can bring things and take what they need. That is the basic concept. Immediately, the project was, successful in Montclair. That was the first was installed in October 2020. By January 21, we had 3 pantries installed in Montclair. Today, we have 16 pantries in 5 towns. And 2021, we distributed 180,000 pounds of food for people facing food insecurity. We are not receiving public funding. This is neighbor helping neighbor. One of the persons who has been a champion in this program is Tom Mulligan, right there. A very dedicated volunteer, also a board member of the Northeast Earth Coalition. He has been the carpenter in many of the pantries, and because of all his work in the past 3 years, in recognition of your passion and dedication to helping people in need in Montclair and beyond, you are a truly inspiration to us. The Northeast Coalition recognizes your hard work.
I'll keep it very brief because public speaking is not my forte. But I want to thank Jose and all the volunteers with the Northeast Earth Coalition. I'll say especially over the past 2 years where many people have been cooped up in their houses, it was a welcome opportunity for me and my family to get involved, to meet other like-minded people outdoors, to do something, to give back to the community. And all the energy we've put into it, we've gotten back multifold in just the warmth and the benefits. My background is as a carpenter, but I also worked at a homeless shelter in the city. I worked with Habitat for Humanity for many years. It's a great organization. There's many volunteer opportunities for people, both in community gardens and with the stocking of the food pantries. It's been a wonderful success, and I look forward to it continuing to grow in this community as well as surrounding communities. Thank you.
And last one, they are not here, but I would anyway do the announcement. When we started the Free Little Pantry, which later became the Community Food Network, one of our partners, we have 23 partners working in the program. Most of them churches and houses of worship from different denominations. Is the Mount Carmel outreach program, community outreach program. And they has been probably one of the stronger supporters of the program. And because of the work that they are doing, not only with us, but across Montclair and even beyond Montclair, in recognition of the dedication to supporting people facing food insecurity in Montclair and beyond, your commitment to fighting hunger is an inspiration for our community. Thank you. Now we are ready to do what we are supposed to do today. Thank you for your patience. Volunteers going to Bay Street, they have already the experience since they came last year. We have over there gloves, bags, and rakes. The other group is going to Erie Park. I don't think we have many. I don't know, Brad, if you have any extra who want to join us in Erie Park. It's up to you. Yes. Yeah, come. Yeah. Come.
We'll probably go to Beijing.
Okay. So, any instruction you want to, any encouragement to the kids? Yeah, go ahead.
We're good.
Okay. All right. Picture, David. Pictures. Yeah. So last year, the Montclair Redeemers Church did a great job of cleaning the stream behind Bay Street train station. And this year, they are coming back with a lot of enthusiasm. So we appreciate the community engagement that they have, and we also are inviting them now to join us with the Community Food Network. Maybe that is something that we can find common ground. Great, thank you for being here today. We really appreciated your participation. and let's move forward. Thanks.
Thank you, Jose.